my grandfather when I went to college and went to Palmer, so that helped.
Now, where
Was
That
he a
was in
chiropractor?
when because Palmer West was in Santa Clara, San Jose area,
Good.
and so I had a place to stay for free.
free?
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm Logan, 1949. February. Oh, yeah.
Wait, that was 49 is when you went to Palmer?
No, he didn't. He graduated from Logan. My grandfather graduated from Logan and from Palmer.
Okay, gotcha.
I graduated from Logan.
Did you?
That's where I went.
Nice. When did you graduate?
2003.
Oh, a little after me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have bumped into each other probably.
Yeah. I never saw you in the hall. No.
Is it still there?
It's still there. Well, I don't know. Probably where you went was a different building, but
Were we all
it's still there.
in that hut?
Yeah. No, it's they have a campus. They bought it off of some type of.
Well, I think you have a beautiful campus.
It is now. Yeah.
I visited.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yep. It's even changed since I've been there.
Yeah. Is that right?
I'll never forget visiting there.
I know you know all the rules.
I don't have it anymore. I went and drove the Canadian.
Yeah.
So I can't remember who the gentleman was that was taking care of him, but he was scared to death. He was cross himself. And, okay, I'll take her, but I don't know if he's still there or not. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many know the guys that I know from doing what I want?
Nobody.
Nobody?
They all dead.
Yeah.
That's nice to know.
I think we're gonna get some food going here in a minute.
Smells good.
Reese.
Nice to meet you.
You're tired also?
Uh-huh.
Good for you, honey.
Yeah, I was trying to get my dad here. I don't know if he's gonna make it or not.
Was your dad a chiropractor?
Yep, it's oldest doc in town.
When did he graduate?
87. Huh? When did he graduate?
Yeah.
I don't know. 55 years ago.
Who was that?
Dr. Wyatt, my dad.
Cool. College.
Palmer.
Davenport.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Went home.
Good. We got a couple more coming in too, and Dr. Bradley's here, so then we'll do yeah. Good deal.
Hi. I'll come stand over by
Yeah. Awesome. So, and here's Dr. Bradley coming from Montrose to see you, Doc.
Where?
Montrose.
He doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, it's
South of here.
hour and a half south. Yeah. Coming down. So guys, I'm glad everyone made it tonight. Hey, I'm glad everyone made it tonight. And so we're gonna listen to Dr. Bob share his heart. He's been practicing. He graduated Palmer, 1949.
No, not Palmer.
Palmer? Logan. Oh, Logan. Okay, Logan.
Yeah, February of 49.
February of 49. That's a long. People were still going to jail for
Very good
chiropractic.
What's that?
People were still going to jail back in the 40s.
Well,
chiropractic.
No, I stayed out of jail.
All right.
I had them come and take some of my equipment and smash it.
Oh.
pieces
Yeah,
all,
and we're gonna hear some of those stories tonight and share about what it took this open a practice in 49 and get after it. And he was also in World War II.
I sure was.
Sheesh. And so we got a lot of stories to share. So we're gonna get some food.
I'm a storyteller.
Yeah, it's great. So what we're gonna do, we got some food too. Everyone gets something to eat, and we'll sit and eat, and while he listens and shares. And Tara, if you want to get his plate ready, and then before we do that, can we just say a blessing? Let's say a blessing. Let's say a little blessing, shall we? Let's take a deep breath. Dear Father, we love you, Lord. Thank you for this day. Thank you for Dr. Bob. Thank you for chiropractic. I thank you too, Lord, that we have such a gift, Lord. And I just pray we have divine appointments to share with people, Lord, that want to create health in their life. And so I just pray you bring those people to us, Lord. And help us, Lord, to just make the world a better place. by keeping people healthy naturally and sharing the story, Lord. We love you and thank you for you are the healer. And let us be a vessel for that healing every single day in our practices. We thank you for this day. Watch over our family. We pray for our country. And tomorrow is Veterans Day. So we pray for our veterans too, Lord, all the people all the men and women that gave some and all that gave all, Lord. We thank you and we love you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. And all your children said, Amen.
Amen.
Right on, right on.
I'll give you some food.
Yeah. So let me just show you, I'll show you the lay of the land right here. We're gonna come around that door over there, or out that entrance
I'm
right
gonna
there.
get you some food.
Or whatever, yeah. And then,
Yeah, I'll go get you food.
oh yeah.
Let me turn my phone off.
All right.
Hey, how are you two? Long time no see.
Good deal.
I'm wanting to be a chiropractor.
See ya.
So thank you. So I just wanted to come tonight, and Dr. Roman's my dad.
Yeah.
Dr. Roman, like it's literally right here. He's my dad.
Yeah, no, man.
Yes.
So guys, let's get some food to eat. Come on over here.
I haven't been in town mostly
Good to
last
see you,
couple
Dr.
of
Debbie. How are you? Yeah, I know we've met one or
Let's get some food.
Talked on the phone mostly. Oh, I was gonna let her go. For sure. Yeah.
I'll get next time.
So I was with Pam. And then I've been instructor. Oh, you're as you have, yes and no. There was also apparently I was
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna stay with
I mean, one I was experiencing. Right. I don't think that.
yeah.
It's you know how it was yesterday. That's how it is.
Well, he had philosophy.
Yeah, we're saying
He had philosophy. He wanted to create a technique called sassy. Sassy.
Sassy. I'm sassy. Sassy.
Yeah.
From local.
I did get in here. I found that.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, come on, that's it. Really good. Perfect.
There's something to it already. I know.
Was it fun? Everyone who goes there really is really enjoys it.
Oh, I come back from work.
Yeah. You surfing? You surfing?
I am not, but the friend of mine with this,
Yeah.
he almost got me to go out and surf. I was seriously thinking about it.
Did you put these waters here? Yeah. Excellent. Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Got everything you need. Got napkins, some more packaging.
Hey, John.
Here we go. Here, you like a salmon? You like salmon?
That was half the conversation.
Yeah. Life
Have me going in different directions.
I got to speak at a conference last month. And I always kind of put out there that I'd like to speak at a speaker at a conference, and this kind of fell into my lap. Of course, it's not that. But you got to speak at a conference. I got to speak at a conference. Yeah, it was a COVID conference, Colorado Organization for Victims Assistance. And, no. Although there was a hookup from there.
He's always been here.
My co-presenter.
I practiced in San Diego for 10 years.
We discussed,
Oh.
elevating victims.
You know, I haven't been to a meeting. I went to the CCA convention in Denver a couple weeks ago. And I went last year to that one also, but I don't know if there's many local meetings lately. Unfortunately, I don't know. Because
It's a big conference center. It was alright.
there might be.
The conference was organized very well.
How'd you plan landing Yeah, it's really changed.
That was really good.
Things have really changed as far as that goes.
How in the world did they get that through?
I don't know. Well, I mean, you talked about John Joseph. Oh, yeah. And they supposedly cover it, but I could never get paid.
Nice to meet you.
Nick's supposed to be
You
here.
take,
Yeah.
have you done that? Yeah, taken care of VA patients and gotten paid properly?
No, I'm not doing any insurance at all.
Yeah, me either. I mean, but when I was seeing a lot of VA veterans. I could never get paid, man. I was like, forget it.
10 days ago.
In fact, I just took care of them for free for a long time, so I can't do it.
That would be a question.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be in there. In fact, they're supposed to have somebody in the VA adjusting people, I thought.
Just getting adjusted to people.
Yeah, and learning the lay of the land, yeah.
Oh, you know what's that?
Sorry. She's like that waitress.
So what are you doing? Wes? You doing some kind of
If I talk to practice. And he's like, you did
stem cell or something like that?
You did do that for a while.
and then we were talking, and then I'm like,
And then the whole COVID thing, we were just getting things kicked off.
That's where Melanie
The whole COVID thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a kind of a mess things up, didn't it?
And I haven't pursued it since.
I was in the first class.
I don't feel comfortable until I know more.
Yeah, no,
You know,
it's,
everybody's
yeah.
been
Fair
vaccinated, so.
when she
Yeah. Genetically modified, what is that? Stem cells,
when she passed away. Right.
you know, so I'm
Yes,
holding off on that for right now. you
No.
know. Well, I actually met OBJ.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
He's a character.
I bet.
Oh,
What did he
I
adjust
don't know
you?
you.
Okay. Reefs.
but you know how whole one, Reader wrote,
Okay.
So we moved here.
you know why he named Hole in One?
We're about
Well,
4 weeks out from.
because it was, he was adjusting Atlas with the toggle.
Thank you.
Toggle man.
Yeah, but why
So we're
did
right
he
on
name Hole in
25
One?
If you know where the Vita dialysis is.
Because it could cure all illness. Cure all illnesses.
Well, they got started.
I'm Dr. McCollom,
McCollom.
and I.
That's what he told me.
He told you that? Oh my God! Did you hear that?
I've been in practice for 23 years. and
BJ
my dad has been in practice
called it
for
hole in
25.
one because he was like played a lot of golf
I don't know
Dr.
if he
Sharon Annabelle,
waited.
Annabelle
liked it.
Chiropractic.
Well, I don't
My
know.
office is on Horizon Drive and the
Hey, I wonder if he was
office
kidding.
next
You
to
think he could have been
Applebee's.
kidding?
And I got a really cool view
Father-in-law
of my treatment room, of the
used to
book
teach
list, and the
Oh.
country club.
And
I'm
to show you the type of guy that is.
It's a gorgeous view.
Yeah, I've been,
Talking
so
about
my
Cold
second year
War.
at Mesa, so I'm still
He said, I didn't have any idea
sophomore at the
what
very
they were
beginning.
talking
Yeah,
But it's been fun. I've been
And
interning,
he taught there.
with
Taught
Dr.
philosophy.
Yeah, low income senior
Dr.
housing.
Andrew
He
Jordan,
said,
Which is great, I mean, we have a great.
talking about
She's
World War I. He didn't even know what
and then
it
Dr.
was.
Ryan Scotty.
Funny,
Towns, I've been there a few
OBJ,
days a week, watching
folks like
them,
that.
and getting more excited.
Well, guys, thank you everyone coming out. How's the food first few bites? Pretty good? Brisket?
Boy, I guess so.
Brisket?
Be worth it.
So,
Born reared in Davenport.
so tell us, let's start at the top, man. Where'd you grow up? And what made you become a chiropractor?
Me?
Yes. Yes.
Why did I become a chiropractor? Like a lot of the rest, I had a headache,
Mm-hmm.
and they did everything they could. And then when I was in the service,
Yes.
I remember they even sent me to a psychiatrist. He said, "You just want to get out of the service." Oh no! I said, "Well, I'd like to have you have my headache." He
Mm-hmm.
didn't like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But anyway, the girl I was going with, her dad practiced in Davenport.
Yes.
Nice one, Locust and Brand. I don't know if anybody knows who that is.
Locust and Brand?
Yes, sir.
You know where the stoplight? Locust and Brand? Well, they're right on the southwest corner where the flagpole is. You remember that?
I don't remember it that well. There's probably more lights now.
Yeah. Flying out there and take it down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's one of his practices. He had a big practice. He didn't have 80 patients a day, he didn't have a practice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And when did your father-in-law start practice?
Well, oh Lord, I don't remember.
Yeah.
He graduated from college as an electrical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got interested in what did he get? I can't remember what he told
Uh-huh.
me. I'm sure because he was helped with something,
Mm-hmm.
like me.
So you went there and you saw your girlfriend's father.
Yeah,
What was
Yeah,
his name?
because
What was
I-
his name?
nice one.
Nice Wander?
Yeah,
Hmm.
he was right on the southwest corner of Locust and Grand.
Wow. And how do you adjust you? What do you remember from when the adjustment?
Oh, my neck.
Just did he do upper cervical only?
Yeah, it was upper cervical.
Mm-hmm.
It was the second cervical. What he said he did.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my headaches went away, and I was looking for something to do. Well, that's why I'm a chiropractor.
Is that right? And so, what was your when you're in World War II? What was your role? What did you have to do in the war?
Oh heavens, you don't want.
Yeah.
Basically, I was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I taught instrument flying
Wow.
in the links, trainers. Anybody know what a link trainer is?
Mm-mm.
Well,
He does.
who knows?
He does.
He
You
was
know
in
what
the
a link
Navy.
is?
He knows what it is.
He
You
does.
do?
No, he does.
You're pointing at the guy in the.
Yeah, that
My
guy's
dad.
That's his product.
he was in the Navy.
What part of links do you know?
I just know what they look like.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, those poor kids, they were pushing them out. If they could take off and land, they gave them their wings.
Uh-huh.
You take the horizon with them, they didn't have any idea. They didn't have any
Wow.
idea where they were. They didn't know. So we would get them and put them through a link trainer course. It's a simulator, stays on the ground. And by the time we put them through the course, they could fly instruments.
Wow.
And they would say, oh, now I can find my way back to the ship. Because the war, in the beginning of the war, if you could take one up and land it, you're a pilot. That's
Wow.
about it. That was it.
Wow.
And if you can't, then you're nothing.
Yeah.
You can't land it.
Yeah. No bad landing you walk away from. And so where did you open up your first practice when you graduated? You graduated from Logan in 1949?
Yeah, February. From Davenport.
So you moved back to Davenport?
Well, yeah, my father-in-law, I practiced with him.
Wow.
Oh.
And he would, if he didn't have 80 patients a day, he didn't have a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have a girl even working for him.
Really?
It was all, he had a speaker, and he'd call the next patient to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
So, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
How'd they pay him?
Chickens, turkeys.
Rabbits?
Yeah.
You know, they put money in a jar or something?
Oh, $1.50.
Wow.
$1.50, huh?
$1.50.
And this was when you were there, 1949?
That's what we got.
Wow.
I'll never forget the time we went up to $5. I said, if I'm going to charge $5, I'm going to lose my practice. But they kept going up. I don't know what you charge now. But
$1.75.
charge $5 was, oh boy.
Really high. What do you think? People are getting minimum wage or a week's wages is how much? Back in 1950 or
I
49?
don't know.
Not much.
I always worked for myself, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not getting much, I'll tell you.
And so when you took over the practice, did you do upper cervical yourself too? Or did
Well, I did do upper cervical, yes, but I'm graduated from Logan, so that's the other end.
Yeah, yeah.
More basic.
Yeah, the basic technique.
Basics.
Did you ever any interaction with BJ Palmer?
Well, I know him, I've talked to him.
Yeah.
You know, he was a character.
What do you remember from him? When you was it at a lyceum or was it at a conference or did you go to the college and?
Well, we were clapping about something, and he didn't like the fact that we were clapping. He let us know it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was. With somebody, one of his license. Anybody here go to Lyceum?
Lyceum? Ever been to Lyceum?
How do you know what that's all about?
Mm-hmm.
He used to always be there.
Did he ever adjust you?
No,
No, he never adjust you?
not by Palmer.
Excuse me?
Not by BJ.
No.
But BJ had a discussion with him about hole-in-one.
Really?
He didn't me. He did my father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a good,
Yeah.
it's a good story.
Yeah. How'd that go? What do you say to your father-in-law?
Well, he used to teach at Palmer.
Oh, your father-in-law did?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
And he said the students started talking about hole-in-one.
Yeah.
He said we didn't have any idea what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They would say hole-in-one, will hole-in-one do this, will hole-in-one?
Yeah.
He didn't know, that was BJ.
Mm-hmm.
He was an oddball.
Yeah.
Well, it really was.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what was the part about golf?
Well, because he said, as I recall the story, my father-in-law said he was coming back on the ship. I think he was over in England, and BJ came back, and he had seen him playing golf. And they would call hole-in-one. That's where he said he named it from. But he
With
said-
the upper cervical technique.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is neat.
It's kind of funny, the tattoo artist that I used, he was in a group with a whole bunch of other artists, and he said, "You're a chiropractor?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Come here, check out this tattoo." And he goes, "This is this guy's grandpa." And I go over and look, and I'm like, "That's BJ Palmer." He has BJ Palmer tattooed on the back of his calf. And I'm like, "That's really your grandpa?" And he's like, "No, it's what my grandma told me." And we had a picture of the guy on the wall. I thought it was my grandpa, so I tattooed it on me. And now that it's not him. And it's beautiful. It's a great picture of him. It's kind of funny.
Well, I've seen some unusual places for tattoos.
Mm-hmm. So what you mentioned earlier, when you were in practice, again, chiropractic was just really in its infancy. It started in 1895,
Yeah.
right? And so you were in 1950s
49.
or 49. And what happened when people came in your office and, hey Nick, come on in, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, good to see you.
Yes.
This is Dr. Nick.
Sure.
Dr. Nick, and guess where he went to school?
Palmer.
Good
Get some food.
good.
No, get some food.
Okay,
Okay, get some to get.
come on.
Yeah. And so what happened when those guys came in? You said someone came in your office and they smashed up some equipment or something?
Oh, heavens.
What happened there?
Well, I just took it out my driveway and took a hammer to it and smashed it to pieces and left it right there. I even had to throw it away. I can't think what the heck what instrument it was. It was some type of some type.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I could do about it, they just came into my office and took it.
Who was it? Just people like?
Well, it was the, I don't know, whoever enforces.
Really?
Yeah. Made me a little irritated. I paid her about it.
Jeez.
They just smashed it.
They were trying to discourage you from practicing?
No, heavens no.
Intimidate you?
Made me mad.
Mm-hmm.
Had the opposite effect.
Mm-hmm.
Did you adjust the next several people rather hard?
Didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you hole in one.
Yeah.
But things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
So what other states did you practice in?
Oh my. Iowa,
Yeah.
Davenport, that's where I started with my father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois. Yeah, Illinois. Texas.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you practice in, did you say
Yeah.
San Diego?
Did you practice in California?
No.
No. Okay.
I never got a California license.
How about Arizona? No.
No. But I remember when I was in college,
Yes.
a bunch of the guys were going, and this is when we were senior year,
Mm-hmm.
they were coming out. This is California, right? And they said, we're gonna go to California and get a license. I said, come on. I said, no, I'm not gonna go out to California.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come.
Yeah.
Should have.
And I know, Terry, you're his daughter, and how was it growing up having a chiropractor as a dad when like you're going to school and kids are, all the, all the stuff happening with polio and all these things. How was it growing up with knowing how you live your life? Was it different than a lot of other people at that time? Do you have anything like, was it just a conscious how you ate and did you
I know that I was the only
vitamins?
one around that didn't get shots.
Yeah. Is there a lot of, like, even back then, they were like, hey, you gotta get your shots, and you're like,
Yeah,
no.
they come to school and give everybody a polio shot.
And you're like, no, thank you.
No, I knew better.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a difference. And you take a lot of vitamins still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still only take one drug.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to these VA or what,
Yeah.
they'll say, how many drugs?
That sound familiar, Dad?
I'll say, well, that's it. No, you gotta have more. No, I don't.
And the only reason, because they almost killed you when they tried to expand your esophagus, right, or something?
Who told you that?
You did.
That's very private.
Yeah, no.
Story,
No, they blew up the balloon or something, you said. Like, wow.
You're right.
Yeah.
He did think. I thought he killed me too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They pumped, I
Yeah.
had a problem, I get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy used, I can tell you all kinds of things being under
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that. But anyway, he had one where he pumped it up.
Yeah.
And bang! It exploded in my esophagus.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that doctor thought he killed me, and I thought he had too.
Yeah.
He couldn't, he kept coming out to the house and making sure the blood pressure or whatever.
Yeah. Do you have any looking at in your many years of practice, do you have any miracles that you're like that stand out? Like people were coming to you that were like medical failures that they came to you and they got incredible results?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
One I can think of, a little kid, I don't know how many epileptic attacks he was having. And I don't know, it was his atlas. And I found it and I adjusted it, and his mother called me she says, we can't believe this. She said, we can't believe it. The kid would be having 15 to 20 attacks daily.
Wow.
And I don't know if he had any that night. She couldn't get over it. She called me. But it was that.
Yeah.
Took care of that, took care of him.
That's good.
Pretty good for $1.50.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was at least that much, but I don't think it was a whole lot more.
That's beautiful.
I remember the first time that you know how you stick together. He said, I'm going to start charging $5. I says, $5? Yeah, $5. Oh man. He says, we are. I said, well, if you are, you know I will. And I did. But that was a lot.
Yeah.
Charge $5 per visit? Oh.
Yeah.
We started off at $1.50.
Yeah. And did you guys take x-rays at the time? When did you guys start taking x-rays?
Well, yes and no. Then we eventually had to take it. I guess, is that kind of necessary now to keep yourself out of jail?
No.
It's always your choice, you know. It's always your choice, but many people do take x-rays.
They do, kind of.
Yeah.
In other words, if you got taken to court, you're going to have to show an x-ray?
No.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Just have to have good notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always had an x-ray machine in the house.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you practice out of your house then? You had a home practice?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
With all the chemical tanks and dipping and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't like it.
Yeah.
Did you get stuck doing it? No. I did. Me too. I got to do it too.
What are your x-rays?
Full spine? Like a full spine shot? Yeah, 14 by 36.
Yeah, 14 by 36, yeah.
Do you all take that, 14 to 36?
Just the thoracic and the cervical we separated. At least I do here, yeah.
I don't think you can get
Yeah. I don't know if you get the,
With the digital?
yeah, the digital too.
It's all digital now. You don't even use chemicals or anything.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have to go in a dark room and breathe.
$5 each, right?
They're like this.
That's right.
I'd like to see that.
They can do a full spine, but that person has to be really short.
Yeah, depending on how tall they are. Depending on how tall they are.
I got you.
That's great. And so when being in Davenport back in the day, I know Dr. West, he used to give tours of the mansion for BJ's mansion there. Did you ever go to the mansion?
His mansion? Can't say I did.
No, all right.
I don't think I even knew where he lived.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I couldn't answer that.
West, no. Where do you live, West?
Did he live there the whole time? Was he there? In that house the whole time, yeah.
Where did he live?
The mansion right there on the campus.
Oh, on the campus.
Yeah.
On top of the hill?
On Brady Street? Brady?
Yeah, right here at the corner of the old mansion building and right next to the clinic.
Were the busts, the statues there back when?
Oh,
yeah. They were probably there.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
So,
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
yeah. BJ wasn't very tall, was he?
Had a strong voice.
Yeah.
You could hear him. Who's ever been to a Lyceum?
Yeah.
These guys.
Over to you.
Yeah.
No. Did that before?
What's the YC?
It's like a big chiropractic conference.
Oh.
Like a homecoming, they would call homecomings. All the graduates would come back and then they would share like breakthroughs or techniques and philosophy, science, and art.
Have you read his original book?
What?
Was it called Answers?
Well, I can't even remember.
Yeah. Is it The Giant Within or something like that too? Or The Big Meaning?
The bigness of
The bigness of the
Fellow
fellow.
Within. Yeah.
He was big into carnival.
bigness of the fellow. with
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. He did like carnivals, right?
Oh, we had some in common.
Yeah. Dr. Bradley used to work for the carnivals
Mhm.
back in the day. So what was it? Why do you think? What was his connection with the carnivals?
Well, I don't know. He was into carnivals.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what all he had from Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey?
Like an elephant or something, didn't he?
He had elephants, he had all sorts of things. He would take care of all the people in the carnival. He'd work out deals with them. When they died, they would donate their body to the college, so he would get the giants and the midgets and all that.
So he'd get
All
them to
these
research, that's
unusual
cool. Yeah.
spines
Expensive,
for
yeah.
the college. That's where they all came from.
Interesting.
Well, I think too. Think about it. Like, we have the internet now, but before then, that's the carnivals would go from town to town to town to town to town, and he always wanted to keep good rapport with all the carnival folk because they would promote chiropractic. Because they're
Sounds like BJ. But I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know one of the books, if a chiropractor, he says if any chiropractor takes care of the carnival folk, send BJ the bill, he'll pay it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He said, I'll take care of it. Because it was a form of advertising.
Yeah.
That
He was an advertiser.
Yeah. I know he had the first radio station too, right? WHO?
Yep.
No, WOC.
WOC.
You know what it stands for?
WHO.
Oh, what was it?
One of the
That
chiropractic.
was Des Moines.
I thought it was GOD.
I don't know.
It was the world of chiropractic, right?
Wonders.
yeah.
Wonders of chiropractic, yeah.
And Ronald Reagan was a announcer.
Yeah.
Or DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He worked. Reagan worked for BJ.
Oh, that WHO stands for with hands only. That's what it is.
Yeah, with hands only, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
With hands only?
With hands only.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that. That sounds like it.
Yeah.
I think he was only a radio station west of Mississippi at the time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
WOC, I know, was Wonders of Chiropractic.
Mm-hmm. When you went to Lyceum, how many doctors would show up to those events back in the day when you went?
To the Lyceum?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. I don't know how many, but an awful lot. He
Yeah.
had a big tent.
Mm-hmm.
He'd fill the tent.
Really?
Oh, yes. He drew 'em.
Had a tent revival.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was one of Ronald Reagan's first jobs,
Mm-hmm.
was working for Palmer
Mhm.
at WOC.
Mm-hmm.
I met Ronald Reagan. Anybody here meet Ronald Reagan?
No.
No.
You met Ronald Reagan too? How? Where'd that happen?
Well, I can't remember
Yeah.
too much. I just remember meeting him.
Oh yeah.
And he sure knew what WOC meant.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he got one of his first jobs. was
Yeah.
with WOC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
And what year was this? What year do you think was this? Do you remember?
He worked for him?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Gilmore, you remember him?
Yeah.
He had a picture of Ronald Reagan in his office.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was that?
Dr. Gilmore,
Oh.
he's an activator doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a picture of Reagan and himself in that office. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Anybody here meet Reagan? I have.
No.
Oh, he came and spoke at one of our groups together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. That's very good.
Wise man.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
I really learned to respect him when he was president,
Right.
and they were having the riots at Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
And he told the president of Berkeley, he said, you take care of it or I will. And it was taken care of real quick.
Where was this, brother?
At Berkeley, California.
64, I think.
Mm-hmm.
When you were at Logan, who taught you basic technique?
Logan?
Hugh Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Hugh, his son.
Vinton.
Huh?
Vinton Logan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say his name again.
Vinton?
Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So his son taught the technique.
The class I graduated from in February 1949 was nothing but vets. We were all vets.
Oh, wow.
How many in the class?
What?
How many were in the class?
Close to 100.
That many.
Wow. Were they there with the GI Bill?
That's it.
Okay.
That's what I went through.
I wonder, do you remember how much it cost to go through chiropractic college at all?
I never had to pay any of it.
Yeah. Well, you paid it in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was prepaid.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
To go through Logan?
Yeah.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it 4 back then even? Wow.
He was never anything that I know of.
Yeah. How come you didn't go to Palmer? Since your hometown was in Davenport, what made you go to Logan instead of Palmer?
Because my father-in-law would happen to be using that technique,
Okay.
and he used to, that's where he sent me.
Oh, okay. He said, you need to go down there, huh? And so he was in Davenport doing Logan Basic,
Yeah.
holding on the sacral tuberous ligament, right?
Which?
The sacral tuberous ligament, huh?
We never called it that.
Oh, no?
In the general vicinity.
I don't know what to.
Yeah, if he starts trying to practice on you,
You're making this stuff up, man.
I looked at the way he tied his shoes.
turn into a roaster.
You wouldn't get through even basic. I'm sorry, brother.
It's only because you like me, that's all.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. It's funny how we met. How I met Dr. Bob. Terry's husband came to the office from the VA, and I see this gentleman. He's in the room with him, and I'm just like, "Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you." And I'm having to move the motion stick, and I'm using the chart on the wall, and he's just looking at me. He just watched me like a hawk, and I'm just like,
I did.
yeah, he did. And I'm watching. I'm telling the story how the power makes the body, heals the body, and then all of a sudden I get done. I even said, let me check your wrist, and I had him do this and check that, and I adjusted his wrist. He's like, all right, and he's just looking at me, and then we're talking, and then he gets done. He gets to me. I'm like, yes. He goes, I wanted you to know something. What? He goes, I'm a chiropractor. And I said, you are? And as soon as he said that, what did I do? I gave him a hug.
You did.
Yeah, I gave him a hug.
I didn't hug him back.
No. I said, you did. And then we started talking and sharing. and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so
He's like, I'm not a spy. I'm not a spy. But you did a good job, a pretty good job, or something like that. He said. I said, oh, thank you.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, thank you. That was good. Does anyone have any questions too for Dr. Bob?
I do. Did you have any women in your class in chiropractic college?
We had one English woman,
Okay.
and I think that, no, there was two.
Okay.
There was two. That's all.
The ratio's a little better now.
I bet it is. Wouldn't take much. Well, we were all vets.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about that. Here we're all vets, and now we go into dissection. And we're all veterans, okay? How many of them do you think went boom?
Probably half.
Well, the smell alone.
Yeah.
And I had his name was Sorkin, was the professor.
Wow.
And we would, Dr. Sorkin, how long are we going to be dissecting this? His answer was always, until you wipe the crumbs off of the table. That was his answer.
Wow.
There's nothing left of it.
Wow. And so that was, and they were using human cadavers, everything right back in the day.
What's that?
Human cadavers, or were you working on different animals?
No, we had cadaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. They used St. Louis, and the different universities would literally fight over who gets the cadaver.
Yeah.
So they eventually, as my understanding, they passed a law where they would just give so many on a rotation.
Wow. Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody wanted the cadavers.
When I was going to Life, I went to Life in Marietta, Georgia, and we would get our cadavers from the correctional facilities.
Really?
Because they were products of the state, and they didn't, and the school would buy them.
Wow.
From the state, and we would, because I would help prep the bodies, and they would have a chain on their property of or correction facility from the neighboring states, because they said, I don't know if it was true, but this was the gentleman who was in charge of our lab. They wouldn't have in the home state of Georgia. You wouldn't get from the correctional facility of Georgia. We got it from Alabama, and then Georgia would give all their dissections to Alabama, because what happened was one time in a dissection, someone knew the person they were dissecting.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, so they said it can't be in the same state as universities, and
Okay.
so that's what they did. But you would see guys like broken jaws and yeah, just a lot of tattoos and gunshot wounds and stuff like that, because they're all from prison. And every once in a while you get a female too from prison, but all different tattoos and different things like that. And we would embalm them, but there was one guy in particular I remember when I was in class. He was very large. This guy was like 6'8". I mean, it was huge.
Was
Right.
he fat?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, you know where the story's going. They embalmed him, and we had to cut the chest cavity, rip the chest cavity out. And what happened was, it was putrid. I mean, there's normal a stench, but this was absolutely hard. Yeah, he was a smoker, yeah. And it was absolutely, and I said, man, this is not a good body. He was like, come on, man. I'm like, no, really, this is bad. And he was like, oh my God. And when we did, we put it back in the bag, and we had an incinerator at school. And I think they took it right down to the incinerator, or to a incinerator. That was not my section of job, but we zipped up the bag and but it was massive. I mean, this guy was massive, 6'8". I think it's huge. His head and his like legs were hanging over our gurney. Jeez. Like, he was so massive. And he says they didn't put enough embalming fluid in him, whoever did it. But that was really horrible.
No.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Was that a work study, a paid position?
Huh?
Was that a work study?
Yeah, it was a work study, but I just wanted to learn, so I volunteered.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was intense. And then I would help tutor, and the kids would come in chewing bubble gum, right?
Oh.
We didn't want no one chewing gum, but we'd tell them no chewing gum, but then And then what happens is that when you're smelling that, you feel like you're chewing on a piece of dead flesh.
Yeah.
So you would freak out after a little bit and they would throw them away, you know. And when we dissected the body, I don't know if you guys did this, but we didn't look at the face or the hands till the last week. It was like that was the last thing you dissected. Where the hand, because you saw the person, like how they lived and everything they touched. It was very personal, seeing the hands and the face. And that was a policy at our school. We did the head last, because then you have like a relationship with the body. After looking at all the extremity, like all the organs and the muscles and everything, we didn't look at the hands and the face till last. Yeah.
I remember was the face.
Yeah.
The head. Yeah, I remember Dr. Sarton.
Yeah.
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 We'd always ask him, how long are we going to be here?
Yeah.
Until you wipe the crumbs on the table.
Yeah. You know, and I didn't do well in in that class, so for extra credit, I would bring in extra bodies.
Oh, and how did you find that?
I don't want to be near him.
Just one or two, you know.
Yeah.
Extra credit, that's what we tell the students. For extra credit, you can bring in a body and that's worth an extra 10 points on your exam. You know? Yeah.
I know that job.
Yeah.
Just go down the carnival and
Yeah, that's right, carnies.
find a few bodies.
Where did you get those cuffs?
Oh, they're part of the shirt. I just flip them up.
Where'd you get the shirt?
Yeah, you sure it's not a girl's shirt?
So does that mean, Mia, you're gonna be borrowing it now?
That's funny.
He's all right, isn't he? Is he married?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What day is this?
I hope so.
Oh, that's classic.
Things have changed.
You know he doesn't tie his shoes, right?
He doesn't either.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No. You don't have the bow going vertical. Your bow should go sideways. Oh. So you don't know how to do that, do you? Oh, I'm going to teach you. You had better go in the Navy and try to tie your shoes like that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
She knows how to
Let's
do
see
it.
those shoes over there.
Oh,
Navy
yeah, she's got it.
He's got boots on, he doesn't have to tie them.
My dad was in the army.
Is that right? So there's a certain way to tie them?
Yes, that's not right. Well, yours. By the way, how many of you kind of diagnose the patient as they walk in? You do? What is a pronation?
I'm observing always. I can't go anywhere without, whether they're people or animals, anywhere I go, I'm like, oh, that one's shoulder's out, that one's foot's out, that one's ankle. Always.
Well, how many of you used applied kinesiology?
A little bit.
You must have.
Just say it a little bit, but then, yeah, they have.
You have to? Well, okay, I'm sure that they will learn the same thing. Pronation is a weak what muscle, remember?
Oh gosh.
Psoas.
Psoas.
And then the psoas is associated with?
The kidneys.
Kidneys. Yeah. That's right.
Did you know Dr. Goodhart?
Sure did.
Really?
Oh, very well.
Is that right?
Yeah. I sure have.
Ah, because he's from Illinois or Michigan. Dr. Goodhart. Michigan, right?
I think so.
I can't remember.
No, yeah.
You mean, he was everywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, with the muscle testing.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I just loved it. I still use it. I watch people walk.
Yeah.
I watched your patient walk.
Yeah, I know. I did.
I said she's got a pronation. She's going to have kidney problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it tells you.
Yeah. And then, what vitamin company do you use?
Standard Process.
Standard Process, awesome. Yeah.
You too?
Yeah.
I don't know How much have you all studied vitamins, nutrition?
Did you know Royal Lee from
Oh,
Standard
heavens,
Process?
yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I get a picture with you?
I think we all want to be with you.
Yeah. That's, so you knew Royal Lee. What was hanging out or talking to him at some of the conferences? Where, do you
You
remember?
mean, do have ever met Royal?
Yeah.
No, I haven't met him.
Okay. But because he created Standard Process in 1929.
He what?
He created Standard Process in
I
1929.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's the only thing I would use.
Yeah.
Well, it goes with the technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
The others won't work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sell vitamins.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what happened to me. You remember his endocardiograph?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
They revived it.
Yeah. In Dr. West's office, they have one.
Yeah.
In Dr. West's office, they have one.
Yeah, we have one in our office.
You do?
Yeah.
I used to have a couple of them. But
One of them got smashed.
I'll tell you, that's how I got into Standard Process. I was using the endo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You use Standard?
Oh, yes.
It'll tell you in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It sure will. No, I'm not selling vitamins, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's the only thing I would use.
Yeah.
It goes with the technique. It
Mm-hmm.
really does. It really does. Yes, it does.
So when you had your office, you had endocardiograph. Did you do the reading and listening? Or
No, I did not.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
it's too complicated.
Mhm.
So I would always send them. Who in the world was the one that I used? I can't think of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he before I would buy it, I said, I don't want to learn how to read that thing. He says, you buy it, I'll read it.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back. So I would always send my graphs to him,
I see.
and he would read them.
Mhm.
I'll tell you one story about that.
Yeah.
I couldn't read it.
Mhm.
So I'd always send him, what was his name? The one that I had read him.
I don't know.
Who?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
All right.
he said, yeah, I'll read them for you, Doc. So
Mhm.
he sent me back one, and he said, be careful. Be careful.
Mm-hmm.
He says, this is a serious reading. Be careful. Okay. So when I came back, I felt I should tell the patient that
Mhm.
it was a serious thing.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what the patient did. This is a true story.
Mm-hmm.
The patient went out and bought a huge policy. A huge policy.
Oh, wow.
Now, what will the medics use to check the heart?
Oh, right.
Electrocardiogram.
Yeah.
Right? They put all the faith in
Mhm.
electrocardiogram. So he went, he had electrocardiogram, he passed it, so he took out a very expensive
Life insurance policy.
life insurance. So this is something to remember because you might fall into the same trap that they tried to get me.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't show up for his next appointment. I thought, where the heck is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he died. He took what I told him, that it was a serious graft, and he went and got a huge insurance policy. And now, what do medics even use today to check the heart? What do they use?
Yeah.
EKG.
EKG,
Electrocardiogram.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They use electrocardiogram. Well, the electrocardiogram didn't pick the guy's problem up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now the insurance company learned that he came to me, and they wanted to know, what did you tell him?
Mm-hmm.
I said, aren't we talking about patient-doctor relationship?
Yeah.
That shut him up. He says, yes, we are. I said, well, I'm not going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because they wanted, and I had in the back of my mind, the electrocardiogram he was checked by electrocardiogram, and he was.
Yeah.
But the endocardiograph showed that he had a problem. The end of the electro didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their problem.
Yeah.
So they still do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still is.
And what supplements were always your go-to ones that you would help people with?
What?
Like, what you have like your favorite supplements? Like these ones are like Old Faithful that you would give to patients that were
Standard process.
Yeah. Was there like any product? Like was it like Cardio Plus or was it?
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
They had heart problems. What I use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know that.
Yeah, Catalin, yeah. Catalin's a.
It's a multiple.
Yeah.
Amuplex is for an infection.
Yeah. Immunoplex or
Chondroplex.
Infection.
Yeah. Actually, does everyone want some Zypan? You want some Zypan?
For the stomach?
Yeah.
No, my
digested.
Yeah.
Huh?
It works.
Yeah, it works good. Yeah.
I still take them.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the medics will say, "How many drugs you on?" Well, I take one.
Yeah.
And they can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
They do not believe that I'm only on one drug.
Yeah.
That's all I take.
That's it.
You know what their standard is for dope? Dope anybody? That's what it is. They're dope dealers. One of my patients told me that when he went and told his doc that he wasn't on anything, he said, "That's not right. You should be on at least one drug per decade."
What?
That is their standard. Well, shit, I'm 6 drugs behind. He's 8 drugs behind.
You're 99, so you should be on 9 different drugs. You'll be
According to the medical community. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's
not me.
The most ridiculous thing ever. So when you're 10, you should be on 1?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Ritalin.
How do you think they have patients for life?
Yeah.
Right.
These are little butt cakes.
Butt cakes?
Yeah, nothing but here's the key here. But there's different flavors: red velvet and lemon, raspberry and chocolate.
Thank you.
There you go. Yes, take one.
Yeah, thanks for talking. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Good story.
This is from that little store
Well,
there.
true story.
He's more than happy to love.
She's she's gonna be a chiropractor.
I think it's strawberry.
There's a little key here, but they're all good.
I tried this one. Thank you, Rosie.
Yeah.
Does she admit that you're her father?
Sometimes. Yeah.
He wants a chocolate.
Chocolate here. Try the chocolate. Chocolate. There you go.
Yeah, chocolate.
Chocolate. Yeah, don't.
I'm gonna grab one of these.
How old is how old?
Awesome.
Oh, it looks like maybe
My family.
Oh,
I was on
Where does she want it?
Yeah, that's right.
I grew up with, I was told chiropractic twice. Yeah, so I bucked the system in.
You won't put that one in there, so we don't.
I saw it crawl into his mouth.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. Thank you. They're tasty, aren't they?
Very good.
Yeah.
Just enough, you know. It's not too much, not a little bit.
This one's lemon.
Is it lemon?
You're gonna keep that shirt?
No, it's
His
great.
memory's not real good.
No, he's great. He's great.
I've seen him wear that shirt more than once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he's proud of it.
And you're married?
How long have you and your wife been married? Because it's been quite a while
We've been
now.
married since 1996.
Oh, wow.
So it's been 26 years, right? 26 years? 26 years, and that's all in a row.
That's how it broke up.
In a row. Yeah. That's good. Excellent.
Does your daughter know you wear that shirt?
Yeah. Doesn't.
It's okay.
That's classic. And so when your father-in-law, right, he taught at Palmer too, he said?
Yes, he did.
What did he instruct? What classes did he teach?
Philosophy, basically.
Really?
No, I did.
Did he write any books himself too?
No, he didn't.
He didn't write any books, huh?
What was his name?
But nice wanderer, but he was a genius.
Nice
He really was.
Really?
Nice wander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He knew the stars.
Hmm?
He actually had his own telescope.
And then that you married your girlfriend at the time. That became your wife,
That was my mother.
and that was your mom.
I don't know if
Okay.
it too long.
That whole hallway and all the philosophy stuff. That's why you had to go to Logan. I think so.
Yeah, that's right.
So I go, are you gonna be with my daughter?
Yeah. No, that's great.
You went to Palmer?
Yeah.
Lavender?
No. Palmer, California.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
I
the
heard they're
last
calling it that now,
president?
but it's gonna close. Yeah, it's closed.
Yeah.
Who's the last president?
Too expensive.
It's too expensive to.
Yeah, the students can't afford it, and they can't.
The one before that.
They can't keep. They're like leasing the building it's in right in downtown San Jose. It's just they can't keep it up.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry to hear
I was
that.
there, it's got everything. He just going elsewhere. Was it right?
No. See, when I was there, it was in a little junior high school, and so we sat in little tiny desks. And really messed up your spine. It really did. It was ridiculous. And then the cadaver lab, like the year before I got there was no roof. So when it rained, they were dissecting out in the rain.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that something?
So they could afford, they could afford that school.
Yeah. And that's well, I know they're moving to Palmer West now. They opened up in Palmer South. It's gonna be in Port Orange, right?
They live right by Daytona Beach.
Yeah, it's right by Daytona Beach.
Oh.
They just
Palmer,
invested.
Florida. Or whatever.
Yeah, they invested $32 million in the campus.
Okay.
It's all brand new. It's
How
like
much?
the last. 32 million.
Who did?
Palmer.
Really?
Yeah, and at a new chiropractic college in Port Orange, Florida. It's near Daytona Beach. Yeah.
What, did okay in the big storm that just blew in there yesterday?
I don't know. I haven't seen that. Jeez. Yeah, another one. Yeah. Excellent. That's so good.
I think we got all our cadavers from the hospital
Oh, really?
in Minneapolis there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had one, I'm pretty sure she put a couple of MD's kids through college.
Really?
She had more fake parts than,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could have some of those fake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anybody here familiar with the toughness technique?
The what?
Toughness?
For years.
Did you use that technique? Did you use that technique?
You used them all.
A couple weeks ago, there was
So when you started chiropractic, you do more structural, and then as you
When I started?
Yeah.
Well, I graduated. Welcome to
I got all caught up.
basic technique.
That was great.
But then my father-in-law used it also.
yeah
But he also taught with Palmer.
yeah.
So we would use everything. One Well, you come a long ways, guys.
Yeah. I know. You think about, I think up to 1970, there was doctors. I think the first state to license chiropractors was Kansas. They're the first state to license, and the last state I think was something like, I don't know if it was Texas or New Mexico or something like that. It was like 1970 was like the last time they actually licensed chiropractors. It was like up to 1970.
Which one do you think?
I think it was like New Mexico or Texas.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
that's what I'm
I know. Yeah,
gonna
look on the phone maybe see
Yeah.
the last state to license chiropractic. Yeah. But guys were going to jail for chiropractic back in the day.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yep. They sure did.
Yeah.
You were fighting it when that was the AMA coming after chiropractic in late 70s, early 80s.
this was Hoxie that I was familiar with.
Which one is it?
You ever heard of him?
Or speak up a little bit. Yeah.
Louisiana.
Have you ever heard of Hoxie?
Hotsy.
Hoxie Clinic, Cancer Clinic?
Yeah. Tijuana?
They're in Tijuana now. They used to be in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
When they were in Dallas, Fishbein was the AMA president at the time.
Yeah.
He was in Hoxie's office, and Hoxie got enough of him, and he finally told him, he said, "You get out of my office right now, or I'm going to pluck out your eyeballs and step on them."
Wow.
So Randy, the last date was Louisiana in 1974.
Oh,
That's
74.
familiar. Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana. That was the last state. And I think Kansas was the first.
I didn't Google that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which was the first state?
Okay.
Just ask Siri.
Was that the last person to get jailed?
Siri usually says look it up on the internet, so.
Siri says do it yourself.
It's a droid, not a.
Well, it's really interesting too.
I have a
Dr.
droid.
Wyatt worked with a chiropractor in Denver, Dr. Sternholm, Dr. Alvin Sternholm, right? And he worked with lasers, right?
Yes.
Back in the day.
This
And-
doctor?
Yeah. And what year were you working there with Dr. Sternholm?
1969.
69, yeah. And he had a prominent practice, and they did like Mrs. Posture. And this is in the 50s and 60s. They had like Mrs. Posture, Denver Posture, and everything. It was like a big, like a beauty pageant. I mean, full on NBC, everything.
Yeah, he had a traveling bus too.
18-wheeler, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They took around different places.
What did he do?
He worked for a doctor in Denver in 1969.
He knows who Sternholm was.
You know Dr. Sternholm? Do you know Dr. Alvin Sternholm?
Yeah, I can't picture him, but the name is sure
Yeah,
familiar.
he worked with like using light and laser, and he did ultrasound with different things before he got the laser too, I think, right?
I don't remember for sure.
Yeah, because he was very, he had like an 18-wheeler or a bus and had like a whole, he donated, had like the history of chiropractic. You'd walk in one end and get a tour, but he sponsored, like, you know, you have beauty pageants and things. He would have posture. So all these beautiful girls like with posture, and they would have a big TV show who has the best posture and all this in the 50s and 60s, man.
What was his name?
Sternholm.
Well, I remember the name.
Alvin Sternholm, yeah.
Have you guys had Sternholm's patients come through your office ever?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah. He's a really interesting guy. I mean, like,
Yeah, they
he
speak
would,
very highly of
yeah,
him.
they would show, he showed me books. I talked to them and had dinner with him a couple times. He stayed at my house.
Yeah, he wrote a good book on chiropractic too.
Oh, did he really?
I've got it in my office.
Oh, really? I never read his book, but he had like his testimonial books. I mean, like, I have like a little book. He has like volumes.
Yeah.
Like burn victims coming to him and people that been bit by snakes and.
We had them all over the United States. We had a Navy captain when I was there.
Yeah.
They came from everywhere. We had some great docs, Dr. Walton and Kimura, Wilson. Some of you probably know Brian Wilson, a lot of you.
Who?
Brian Wilson.
No, I don't. Where's he
Well,
from?
he was a younger doctor,
Oh, he's
one of the
younger.
younger docs. But he was in with Dr. Kimura for a while.
In Denver?
Mm-hmm.
But also, too, in Denver, there was Dr. Spear.
Spears, yes.
The Spears had a hospital.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Dr. Walton was their nephew or some relation to the Spears.
Who was?
Dr. Walton, Gerald Walton. In fact, he taught when they had a school in Denver.
Oh, really?
So he was really quite a guy.
Yeah.
It was a privilege to work with him, I'll tell you.
Is Dr. Sturm still alive?
Mhm.
No, he passed on?
I don't think so. I better not. But he got Alzheimer's really bad.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Where did he practice?
In Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
The name is familiar to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where did you study toughness?
Toughness? Where? At his office? At his office in, where in the world was that? We would go there and we would have to spend, I don't know how long, learning the technique. And then he would let us go. But I can't remember what, Wisconsin? Was it Wisconsin? I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you know Dr. James Bond?
Oh.
No.
007.
That's a real.
He's a blind doctor in Montrose, and he had the Sternholm's lasers. You'd go and lay in there. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. My name's familiar.
I remember Dr. Bond, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I think I have
He
met
came to a couple of the meetings we
Yeah.
had and different events he had you to come up.
I just had a patient the other day that came in from they're like, oh, I used to go to Dr. Bond. I'm like,
Yeah. There was another chiropractor here too. He used to be on 3rd and North, and I used to have some people still they're older now, like in the 70s or 80s, and they used to go to see him when they were a kid.
Wow.
Back in like whenever, and I don't know if he was blind too, or something.
Blind?
Yeah, blind chiropractor. Hey, what's up? Here comes Dr. Angelo, and good to see you, man. Come on in, hello, everyone. Everyone remain seated. Remain seated. Yeah, here's Dr. Angelo. He practices right up the street here too.
How are
and
you?
This is Dr. Bob McCollum.
How are you, sir?
Yeah. Good to see you.
My daughter had a school function tonight, so
let me get a picture.
I was there. She's her last year of high school, so got to be there.
oh yeah.
So they're all local, somewhere around here.
Yep.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
You want a cookie? Bottle of water?
How many chiropractors are in town now?
Somewhere around 65.
No one
Are there 65?
Anyone want a bottle of water?
I'll take
have
another one.
some.
Thank you.
Tend to hover in
Yeah, it's fresh ones. Yeah.
I haven't drunk it yet.
Yeah. Good deal.
One of my chiropractors says I need to drink water and stay hydrated. Right, Wes?
I'm constantly being told, drink water, drink water, drink water.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I haven't had
Yeah.
a problem.
Keeps the pipes clean, man.
Oh,
Keeps the pipes clean.
she's what?
Keeps the pipes clean.
Yeah.
Keeps the pipes clean.
Yeah, I saw the lineup for some bands and coming to Denver. One's called Drink Your Water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's called Drink of Water?
Drink Your Water.
Okay.
What is
Oh, this band.
A band?
I think you better go see them.
Yeah.
Probably very strange.
Maybe I've been there.
Hey, John, do you ever grab that bus right behind you?
Yes.
There's yeah. This, I want to share a little story about this here, guys.
A bust?
Yeah, this bus. Yeah. Solid bronze.
That's cool.
What's cool about this little bust here, there's a gentleman who practiced up in the Michigan, the Thumb or wherever it was. This guy was telling me about how I got this. He practiced there, and he was taking care of an artist, didn't have any money. So the artist is like, hey, how about I make you some art? He's like, what do you do? He's like, well, I make art. And he's like, well, the chiropractor who's taking care of it goes, all right, I want to bust a BJ Palmer. And so the artist made the bust of BJ Palmer, and he took care of him in exchange for the bust, right? So the guy practiced till like 1990 or 1996 or something like that, some in the 90s. He retired from Michigan and moved to Arizona, okay? A patient I take care of and his son went to visit his dad around 5 years ago. And so they went to go Arizona to visit his father, who was a chiropractor. And they go, hey man, this is the world's largest flea market. I want to go to that flea market. And they're like, all right, that will take you. He's going around all the different tables. Guess what he finds on the table?
Oh, wow.
This bust.
Now, who's it a bust of?
BJ Palmer.
I was gonna ask you if that looked like him.
That look like him? If from the side?
No, I wouldn't.
No? Well, that's who it is. That's my grandfather. No, but I have the papers. I have all these papers and stuff about it. But it's kind of cool. So think about that. He retired. He had it made, and he like 20 years later, he's down in Arizona.
Yeah.
And he goes to a flea market and he finds it and he bought it. And I have all the newspaper articles about how this chiropractor and this, that, and the other. But anyway, there's somewhere in here. But it's kind of cool. So
that's supposed to be BJ?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's wild.
You want to feel his hair?
Hold it through back.
You feel his hair.
I don't want to hold it.
Hang on.
That's creepy, man. No,
That's cool.
Yeah, I talked to him at night. Look at his eyes. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. But I thought it was kind of cool. So he gave it to me as a gift. And I said, dude, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
So you think that's BJ?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what they said.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm. That's a story, and we're sticking with it.
You hang on to it.
I will. I will. I will.
Well, I've met him.
Mm-hmm.
I've met BJ.
Yeah. You have a good, firm handshake?
Well, you know, I don't remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't recall the handshake. I don't even know if he shook hands.
Yeah.
He was kind of an eccentric fellow, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wes used to give tours of the mansion, and he had a whole bunch of different weird collections and of spines and bones and.
I don't know. I never.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lots of wild stuff.
Yeah.
Secret rooms.
Yeah, I even had some human skin that he was going to wrap his luggage in.
Wow.
And I'd read about it, and I think it was Around the World with BJ, and he talked about these skins that he had tanned, and he wanted to have some special luggage from England wrapped with these skins. And he never got it done.
I'm glad.
And he talked about putting it in his desk drawer, and that's where he had it. So I went down to the mansion and opened up the drawer, and there they were.
So he's who the Silence of the Lambs were
As
based
far as I
off
know,
of.
Leatherface just a little bit.
I think they're still in the drawer,
Oh, okay.
in his desk.
That's why I left.
Yeah.
I think Wes, you told a story too. He was looking at his desk. He found one of his cards.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. I actually got to go through his closet and his clothes as we were going through the mansion and getting
Who are you
ready
talking
to.
about?
BJ Palmer.
He was a tour guide, sort of a tour guide there,
Well, he was.
and so he's rifling through BJ's stuff
Yeah.
when nobody's touring.
Creepy stalker.
Where did he have his collection? Where are you talking about?
In the mansion itself.
Where's the mansion?
The mansion was right with the school. It was all connected to the school even. So where the buses were,
You mean
just to the left side of that, as you're facing the bus, and that's where the mansion is.
you mean
A little bit of
Davenport?
heaven.
In Davenport?
Yeah.
I can't place it.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't look like much because let's see, what was it? He had put a whole front end onto the mansion. It used to be a Victorian mansion. Then he put this kind of plain, ugly looking front on it. So it didn't look like a house anymore. You know, so.
Sounds like BJ.
Yeah.
Did you ever see where he painted his where he had his TV located? Oh, it was different colors.
Oh yeah, he liked bright colors.
Oh, heavens, yes. Look.
And he had a rifle range down in the basement. Where him and his son would shoot guns.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can see bullet holes all over the walls. And
They were very good shots, huh?
yeah, right.
Depends what they had hanging up on the wall, perhaps. Right. Maybe that's where he collected his skins.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, where'd he get the skin? You know,
Carnivals.
yeah. I was wondering.
Just you know, people that donated their bodies to or carnies or actors and actresses, and he just never said who it was. He just said, you know, 3 skins. And,
Sorry, Mr. Palmer, we've lost your luggage.
Can you describe it, please? Well, it's covered in skin.
Yeah. So Dr. Bob, now that you're 99, what would you tell a younger self?
What's that?
What would you say to your younger self? Let's say you're 50 years old. What would you tell your 50-year-old self? What you know now? What would you tell your younger self?
If I were 50 years old now?
Yeah, what would you tell your younger self, knowing all the life experience you have? And you tell your younger self, what advice would you tell your younger self?
Don't get old.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the things.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to think about. I never thought of it.
I'm happy he said young and 50. So that's
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when I was 50, would I be 73, 1973? 1973, where was I?
It was 1972.
Streamwood, Illinois.
Streamwood? Sure was.
Yeah.
You know what? Who knows where Streamwood, Illinois? Oh, man, just us.
Northwest suburbs.
You stumped us on that one.
Yeah.
Schaumburg?
Oh yeah, I know where Schaumburg.
It's close there.
Okay.
Very good. So we all graduated from different colleges, right?
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. I think there's 14 different chiropractic colleges? There's 22 different chiropractic colleges.
22?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that in the U.S. or around the world now?
US.
Oh, okay.
Where do you want to go?
I would prefer Life University in Georgia.
In Georgia.
And where?
Probably Life University in Georgia.
In Georgia. What part of Georgia?
Marietta.
Marietta.
Dr. Sid Williams started that school. He went to Palmer. Dr. Sid Williams.
is familiar.
Yeah. He graduated, I think, in 1950.
From Palmer?
From Palmer. Yeah.
He's pretty eccentric too.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
What were his big meetings called?
We had DE, Dynamic Essentials.
DE, yeah.
Dynamic Essentials were pretty fun too. Everyone would be up on the stage. They called it Spizzerinctum.
Yeah.
Spiz.
Spinnerito.
Spizzerinctum, that's what they call it. That's like your chiropractic philosophy, the tick. The chiropractic. The T and the tick. The chiropractor. Do you remember Fred Barge? Dr. Fred Barge at all? Did he ever come and share at any of the, in Davenport there? I think he went to Logan, right? Did Dr. Barge go to Logan?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So he wrote a lot of books too. He was big on scoliosis and chiropractic and scoliosis, and he wrote a book, Life Without Fear, and about how germs don't make you sick. And it's all about your immune system.
What's his name again?
Fred Barge.
Barge.
You wrote a philosophy book too, right?
Oh, he wrote a lot of philosophy.
Yeah, all philosophy books.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of philosophy.
I talked to him on the phone when I was getting ready to publish my book.
Yeah.
And he goes, so I want to talk to you, get some advice from me. He goes, don't publish too many copies. he goes, don't print too many copies. What's that?
What's the name of your book?
Called The Power. And it's about vaccine injury of a little girl. I'll get you a copy.
Would you read?
Yeah, I got a couple left.
Oh, you
Hey, I did sell 5,000 copies. Come on. Yeah, I'll sign it. You got it. You're on.
Where are you gonna leave it?
I
know where.
Oh, I can either bring it over here, or I'll find out when you're coming here next, and if I'm free, I'll come over and give it to you. Hey, here it is, right here. Look at this. Woo! There it is.
You wrote all this?
Yeah, I wrote the whole thing.
There's no pictures in
Copy
it.
from something else and then write it.
No. It came from the fleshy tablets up here. It's got filled with philosophy and Look, Dr. Randy Roman. Let's see what he wrote about it.
Yeah.
Because I had him review it. Let's see. A thought-provoking, riveting story that reinforces the idea that true health, like happiness, only comes from within. It's pretty good. Oh, is this not? Is this? I give them this one.
I bought a whole.
I'll give you
bunch.
another one.
No, okay, good.
I noticed it hasn't been read.
I think I bought a case of books.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Right?
That's right.
And then, so I have a couple extra.
I remember we had you.
I think he's paying me as he gives them away. No, he pays me. Yeah, he pays me.
Got you covered, Bob.
Okay.
Yeah. It was so funny. John, I was new in town. And,
Oh, that's right.
This is so great, John. Well, you tell the story, John.
Go ahead.
No, you tell it.
Want me to tell it?
Yeah, tell it. Yeah.
So there's a local TV station, and they go, "Hey, we want to do all this interview on you, and follow one of your patients or whatever that's got this really difficult case." And so they were interviewing me and all this stuff. So anyway, it's finally airing. And so I'm talking and they're showing the patient and all this stuff. And then this guy pops on the screen. He's got this huge smile and he's like, "Hey, yeah, chiropractic. It's all about the power that made the body." And I go, who's that guy? And it was him.
I don't even know him.
Yeah, he was like crashed my thing that was on local TV. And I'm like, how did he get on my thing?
No way.
And so then he calls me. He's like, "Hey man," because or didn't you call me or did I go after?
No, what happened was, then I went to a bookstore and I said, "Hey man, what's this book about the power?" And it was the gentleman who had the bookstore down there. He's from Switzerland.
Yeah.
And he had cerebral palsy.
Yeah, on Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street. And super good guy. And him and his wife Dana had a bookstore.
Yeah.
And I saw the book and I said, "Man, I love this book. I'm buying. How many you got?" He goes, I'll give me all 3. He goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "He's a local guy." I go, "Come on, really?" And I go, "Who?" And I look at Dr. John Adams and said, "So I called you."
That's right.
Yeah, I called you. I go, "Hey man, I know you wrote this book." You're like, "Yeah, I saw you on TV."
I go, "Yeah, I've heard of you too."
I'm like, "Let's go to lunch." And it's so funny that
Oh man. And yeah.
That was 1999.
Yeah, it was.
That was
That was a long
1999.
time ago.
It's going by fast. I used to be one of the young guys in town. Now it's
Not
just
me.
funny. No, it's funny. But yeah, it's just real life, man. It's good. The seasons, chapters of your life, and it's awesome. It's awesome being a chiropractor. It's not always easy though. It's not always easy, but it's so worth it.
Just the getting older part.
Yeah, sometimes.
I have to write something profound.
You think he's gonna wear that shirt again?
I hope so.
I think we can all jab at him.
Hey, I haven't seen him wear this shirt in a while, so
Yeah.
it's special.
It's special.
Special, okay? He's waiting for the right night.
That's it.
I don't know about you, brother.
I'm gonna break out some of my shirts now. I got some from Hawaii.
Yeah, that's good.
You got some from the 70s.
Hey, when you buy good quality, it lasts, man.
That's right.
When you've got too many, you just don't wear them very often.
Yeah. That's right.
And eventually what goes around comes around.
That's right.
Back to the bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Good thing you hung on to him, huh?
No, I just bought these. I can't fit in. I've had too many kids since I last
okay.
wore my original pair.
That's good. Yeah, does anyone else have any questions for Dr. Bob?
Oh, that was zone.
Do you have any questions for us?
You know what I admire about this group? I've never seen this many chiropractors together having this much fun.
Oh,
That's a good compliment.
It really is good to see.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. I started in the chiropractic profession in Reno, Nevada.
Reno?
Working as a front desk
receptionist, front desk CA, and I've lived in several different communities. This is the one community that has the most camaraderie, and the only community I've known of where chiropractors will refer back and forth based on their patient's need.
Well, it's admirable. That
Yeah,
is really
this is a special chiropractic community.
Rather than hating, loving one
Oh
another.
yeah.
That's excellent. I'm glad you invited me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
That's the reason we got together.
So are you up for some pictures with some of us?
What's that?
Are you up for some pictures with some of us?
Pictures?
Yeah, can we take pictures with you?
Well, I charge.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be good. Take pictures with you, Doc. It's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, man. Practicing all that time and serving it up.
Been a long time.
Yeah, before insurance, right?
Gone fast, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
How long did you practice?
I was going to say too long, but I wish I were still practicing. Well, you know, I'm going to tell you something. You never quit.
No.
I know, he's my example.
So you keep watching people. I can't stop from watching people walk, how they sit, how they get up, how they talk. It's just in you. You'll never get out of you.
It's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. That's the way it's going to be.
The chiropractor I worked with in Tampa when I was in college in Tampa, before I went to chiropractic school, had an older chiropractor that he would allow, that came in. He was an 88-year-old man, would come in twice a week for about 2 hours in the morning time, and he wouldn't charge the guy like he'd let him come in to see patients, but he had a handful of patients that he would still tend to, and I thought that was really cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That is good.
Well, I still see them.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't, you know, they come and they will you too. They won't let you quit.
No.
They'll ask you questions. What do I do for this? What do I do for that?
Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah.
I still don't know what I think of that shirt.
It's not starting to grow on you?
I'll get you one. When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
I'm not going to tell you. Well, I'll soon be 100. I'll tell you that.
I know. I want to know. When are you going to celebrate that?
Well, celebrate it?
Yeah. When are you going to celebrate?
100? Not very long.
February.
February, huh?
February.
Right on.
Well, that isn't too far
It's
away now.
It's not.
No, it's
It's
not.
November, December.
3 months.
3 months.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I'll be 100.
100 is almost crazy.
That is crazy.
Let's have a party.
Yeah.
What are you writing in there?
He's already small
He's
book.
writing another novel.
Another novel. I'm starting another novel.
Somebody wrote the whole book.
And you'll get the first copy.
Give him a penny, he can't stop.
I know.
That's it.
Well, look what he's done.
Where's
Oh, that's beautiful. He just gave you your life secret.
Yeah, that is more than I've ever written in one of those.
Did he say the truth? Did he tell the truth? He said he's never written as much as anybody else's
I
book.
think.
I've never seen them write that much in a book yet.
Usually it's
Do I
shout
want to read
outs.
it? Do I want to read it?
Yeah? You want me to read it?
No. I'll read
Might
it when
be
I
something
get home.
personal.
All right. I want to spell your name right though. So,
Where'd you put
are
me?
you gonna let me write your name in there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's two of everything.
MCC.
Two O's and two L's.
MCC.
Okay.
OLL.
A small C and a big C.
Right.
Okay, 2, okay, and then,
OLL
okay.
OM.
Oh, okay, you guys all got that?
Yep.
I'm looking right at it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He has a badge on.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
You can't read.
He writes for a while.
There we go. I'm finished writing.
There you go.
Oh,
That's awesome.
well, when are you gonna have another meeting?
Yeah, we usually have. We used to get together almost every month, and then we got down to like every quarter. Now it's only on. We were together last time. I think was it in I don't know, September-ish. We got together at Dan's house.
Yeah.
Dan, he was going to be here, but his daughter's birthday today, and another doctor's going to be here too. But his daughter got in a car accident, and so I'm going to check on Dr. Yonker's daughter, see how she's doing.
Very bad.
I don't know. He said he can't make it. His daughter was in an accident.
Wow.
I haven't checked my phone, but I said, hey man, we're here for you.
Yeah, we are.
I'm praying for him.
Yeah.
I would hope nothing bad. Where does he practice? Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he practiced down right on 7th Street. Yep. I think, and I invited 2 other new chiropractors here in town too. They practice down by the mall, but they were getting ready to go camping, so they couldn't leave
I don't know where the mall is.
Oh yeah, it's just down Patterson Road here. Yeah.
Also known as F Street. Also known as F Road.
F Road, yeah.
Bet you would.
F Road, yeah. Well, let's take some pictures with Doc, shall we?
Yeah.